Last year when I did videos, I was talking about the drought in the western part of the US. Well, it has actually gotten worse. I was looking at a few of the aerial shots in different parts of where the drought is the absolute worst. This is a place that you're looking at in this picture called Nicasio, California. And it looks like this. And this is not the only place that looks this dry. So the West Megadrought worsens to its driest in at least 1,200 years. The American West Megadrought deepened so much last year that it is now the driest in at least 1,200 years. And it is a worst case climate change scenario playing out live, a new study found. A dramatic drying in 2021, about as dry as 2002, one of the driest years ever recorded for the region. Push a 22-year drought past a previous record holder of mega droughts in the late 1500s and shows no sign of easing in the near future, according to a study Monday in the Journal of Natural Climate Change. So it says 42% of this mega drought can be attributed to human caused climate change. Well, I don't know if that's such a human thing. I mean, what human being can dry up an area like this? I just think uh, this is a cycle the Earth just have to go through. But these folks. Moving on. Climate change is a baseline condition towards a gradually drier state in the West, and it means the worst case scenario keeps getting worse. As the study author Park Williams, a climate change hydrologist at UCLA, this is right in line with what people are thinking of in the 1900s as a worst case scenario. But today, I think we need to be even preparing for conditions in the future that are far worse than this. Williams studied soil moisture levels in the West, a box that includes California, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, most of Oregon, and Idaho, much of New Mexico, western Colorado, northern Mexico, and the southwest corners of Montana and Texas, using modern measurements and tree rings to estimate that goes back to 800 years. Hmm. That's about as far back as estimates can reliably go with tree rings. A few years ago, Williams studied the current drought and said it qualified as a lengthy and deep mega drought, and that the only worse one was in the 1500s. He figured the current drought wouldn't surpass that one because mega droughts tend to peter out after about 20 years. And he said 2019 was a wet year. So it looked like the Western drought might be coming to an end, but the region dried up in late 2020 and 2021. All of California was considered an official drought from mid May until the end of 2021. And at least three quarters of the state was the highest two drought levels from June through Christmas, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. For this drought to have cracked up back to maximum drought intensity in late 2020 through 2021 is a quite epic statement by this 2000s drought, says that we're nowhere close to the end. Williams said. This drought is now 5% drier than the old record from the 1500s, he said. The drought monitor says 55% of the U.S. West is in drought, with 13% experiencing two high level droughts. This mega drought really kicked off in 2002, one of the driest years ever, based on humidity and tree rings. This is what Williams said. I was wondering if we ever see a year like 2002 again in my life. In fact, um, we saw it 20 years later within the same drought. The drought levels in 2002 and 2021 were statistically a tie, though still behind 1580 for the worst single year. Climate change from burning of fossil fuels is bringing hotter temperatures and increasing evaporation in the air, scientists says. Well, we shall see. I mean, just looking at this would be scary to look at, for people out in the West. And I remember I did stories last year where people couldn't even get water from wells, and they had to go and literally find a location with water and take that back to their homes. So it will be interesting to see what happens in 2022. 2022 is turning out to be no joke in this country. It is very obvious that changes are happening, and they're happening rapidly, and they're happening right before our eyes. So what is done can't be undone. Just look at this. You know, it is a direct result of, I think the wildfires and all of the heat waves that tend to hit that part of the country. And look, we never forget what happened in Washington State, one of those places that did not warm up. They said their summers were more like 70s and 80s. Well, they went into triple digits last year and people died. They are not used to that. And I was also reading the majority of the homes did not even have air conditioning. So no, I don't care what kind of home you live in. If there's triple digits and you have no air, ooh, that stuff is going to be hot as hell. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. I looked at some of those pictures and wow, I just can't believe it. You look at something like this, you would think it would be in another part of the world. This is California. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.